The ICEVI, the Nippon Foundation Mathematics Package for Teachers. Title of the video: Providing the experience of drawing to the visually impaired child. In the case of the incentre, we took a triangle and then folded the papers in such a way that we made the angle bisectors, and all the three angle bisectors of the angles A, B and C go through a point I, which is the incentre. We also proved that there is a full circle formed within this triangle using the incentre as the center of the circle. Now, we provided the experience with the use of a ready-made circle. So we brought this circle inside the triangle in such a way that O, which is the center of the circle, is same as the incentre of the triangle too. Now, this is a good experience for the visually impaired child to understand that there is a full circle inside the triangle. Now, we can provide some practical experience too in drawing the circle. That will be a fun experience for visually impaired children. So what we do, we can use the existing devices, adapt them little bit and see how that experience can be provided to visually impaired child. Now, first of all, when the drawing exercise is done, the paper should not move, right? So what we do, we keep a magnetic strip on one vertex and another strip on another vertex, and then one more strip on the third vertex. Now the paper is not going to move. Now, generally for drawing the circle, we are using the compass of the geometry box. So what we do, we keep one leg of the compass at the center, and then we measure, right, the approximate radius of the circle, and then we draw. So what happens now when we draw, there is a possibility of this leg which is anchored at the incentre may move. So we have to ensure that that leg doesn't move. So what we can do, we have taken another magnetic strip and made a hole which can simply carry this leg of the compass. Now it will not move. Now what we can do, we can place approximately at the incentre. Now this magnet will not move. Now you use the compass and then let the child can do adjustment of this center. How it can be done? You know, the circle will touch one point on each side of the triangle. So the child can keep the finger, yes, approximately here. So here is okay, and similarly, yes, approximately here, and then the child can, yes, approximately here. So the placement of this strip is good because, you know, the incentre and the center of the strip are coinciding. Now we can use a number of techniques. You have to ensure that you have a cap. You have a cap at the bottom of the compass, so that it is not going to hurt the braille reading fingers of the child. Now you can feel the center, it can be inserted. On the other leg, we usually use a pencil to draw the circle. Now for visually impaired children, there should be a kind of texture. So we normally use crayon pencils, and the wax of the crayon pencil will give a kind of impression that the child can feel. So ensure that the crayon material that you use is rough. The rough material is always good for the visually impaired child to have a tactile experience. So now you insert one leg in the middle of this magnetic strip. Now it will not move when you just make the circle. Now you ask the child to draw the circle, right? Draw the circle. Now what happens? You have drawn a circle. Now the grip in the middle is helping the child to have control over this exercise. Then you make a couple of rounds, clockwise and anti-clockwise also. You know how important it is to have the one leg anchored at the middle. So this magnetic strip is helping the leg to stay, so the child can draw a full circle, right? Now these crayon markings can be felt. This is one way to provide an experience to the child to draw a circle inside the triangle. Now the same method can be used to draw other types of circles too, right? Now one more method is also there. Now here we have used the compass with the crayon pencil. The other possibility is that you have the other metal compass, with the two legs with needles. Now again, what we can do, you place one needle in the center and let the child feel the edge of the side. Yes, the child can adjust because it is the edge of the paper. It is tactile in nature. The child can adjust. And similarly, yes, at the lower end, the child can also adjust. And the other end, yes, the adjustment can be done. Once the adjustment is made, then the child may be asked to remove the cap. You remove the cap carefully, and one side you have the needle and the other side is kept at the center. Now what you can do, you can, using this needle, you can press it little hard and make a circle. You press it little hard and make a circle. Now you can even hear the noise. So that means good impression is being made on the paper and tactile marking will be good. Okay. Again, notice that the compass is not moving from the position where it has been anchored at the center. So the child can make a number of circles clockwise and anti-clockwise. Now this is very clearly, it can be felt because you can see the markings. You can see the markings. That is very clear. You can see the tactile markings. So that is very clear and the child can feel. So this is a kind of fun activity. When we use thick sheets, it is always better to use a compass, and the needle of the compass can make very strong creases. You can feel that actually the creases have made markings, tactile markings. However, grown-up children can handle such devices, and if you have to give the drawing experience to all children, then you can use the compass with one leg with a cap and other leg using a regular ballpoint pen. This is a regular ballpoint pen. Instead of pencil, we have used this. The only thing is you have to have a hard surface, and the paper that you are going to use, that should be a thin paper. So the hard surface will help the thin paper as the background to make a good impression. Now let us see how this can be done. Again, you have to keep the magnet so that the paper doesn't move, and then very important thing is to have the centerpiece, which is the anchoring place for the compass. Then in order to give just drawing experience to the child, now you are making a circle. The center is not moving, it is anchored. So now you make impressions, very strong impressions. Okay, so you can draw clockwise and anti-clockwise. Now this ballpoint will make a good impression. Now sometimes if we keep on doing like this, as we are using a thin sheet, you can get a circle too out of it. It may cut also. But this will give a good experience to the child. Now you can feel this, and the good thing is if you can take the paper away and reverse it, you will get a good texture. You can have a good texture. The child can feel how the circle has been drawn. So there are a variety of experiences to give practical experience to the child in drawing the circle, and hope this kind of adaptation techniques will give you more ideas. We often feel that drawing is very difficult for visually impaired children, but providing this kind of experience will help the child to understand how the regular compass is used to draw a full circle. We may not be able to provide the full experience of drawing a circle, but whatever experience the child can get which resembles the regular experience, that will be good for the understanding of the child. So this way, many experiences in mathematics can be adapted for the benefit of visually impaired children.